one thing is certain, the world is looking at India with great enthusiasm and positivity. This is going to be India's decade.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi says this is India's decade. That claim rests heavily on a handful of dominant conglomerates. Increasingly aligned with Modi's priorities, the roughly half-dozen mega firms which include Reliance Industries and Adani Group, helmed by two of Asia's richest tycoons, have the ability to raise vast sums of capital and the experience and political connections to navigate India's Byzantine bureaucracy. Adani Group's venture involves the construction of a new airport for Mumbai, anticipated to handle 90 million passengers annually. Reliance Industries is focusing on green energy with a $75 billion commitment over 15 years, following a $45 billion investment in telecom networks. The Tata Group, now in control of Air India, is making strides in diverse sectors, from aviation to electrical vehicles, embarking a $90 billion investment in India over 5 years. Is this good for India, especially as it seeks to compete with China? The evidence is mixed. The mammoth firms can lead large breakthrough projects, but rising industrial concentration can also stifle competition and leave India's plan vulnerable without broader private investment. Half a dozen conglomerates now control or have major stakes in 25% of India's port capacity, 45% of cement production, a third of steel making, nearly 60% of all telecom subscriptions, and more than 45% of coal imports. Recent research by Acharya in a Brookings Institution paper shows the largest conglomerates have since 2015 rapidly grown their market share, giving them greater power over prices for goods and services they sell. Together, the firm's market capitalization increased an average of 386% in the decade ending in December, more than double the broader market's growth. Mukesh Ambani, who runs Reliance, is Asia's wealthiest man. Beyoncé performed at his daughter's wedding celebrations in 2018. Academics and economists refer to the firms as national champions, a term that's also been used to describe Chinese state-owned companies and South Korea's private sector chaebols. Modi's supporters say his administration is seeking to partner with the private sector at large, not specific companies. Government policies, they say, have attracted multinationals such as Apple, which is diversifying its supply chain outside China, while also spawning an ecosystem for startups. An Adani spokesperson said the group has created a successful template for infrastructure development that draws on 20,000 vendor companies. A large country like India isn't dependent on any one conglomerate or group of companies, the spokesperson said. Reliance Telecom Venture shows what deep-pocketed conglomerates can do and the potential pitfalls. Other industries have seen the number of companies capable of executing big-ticket projects shrink over the past decade. Many took on too much debt and went bankrupt, or were bought by the heavyweights. In conclusion, these firms have the capacity to undertake major projects and navigate bureaucratic complexities, and over-reliance on them could potentially stifle competition and pose a threat to the market health. Striking a balance between utilizing these corporate giants and fostering a diverse, competitive market environment will be a significant determinant of India's journey to becoming an economic powerhouse.